If there's one thing that I like about Superman, it's the fact that he can get dark. And when he gets dark, the story just gets 100 times better. Injustice is a storyline that made me really care about Superman. It made me like him a lot more. Because I used to hate him all the time because he was just an overpowered character that could never be beaten. But this time, he's beating himself. He thinks that he can control everything that happens, when that just goes out of control really fast. Now I understand why he did it, and it was obviously because he killed his wife and son. And that pushed him and made him become this monster that he never thought he could become. And this story is so fucking awesome. It's just I don't really like the game story because it's a continuation of where the comics left off, and if they had just used the comics for the game, it would have made it so much better. It would have all made so much more sense, and it just would have been so much better. I don't know why they didn't use it. In the comics, a lot of people die, a lot of bad things happen, and it is awesome. At least the very first Injustice game. I mean, there are only two, but the first Injustice game definitely showed you the dark side of Superman and how far he could go. People actually died. He ripped the Joker's heart out and murdered Shazam in cold blood. A few people did die in the game, and it was awesome every single time somebody died. It showed you that DC isn't just lighthearted fun in games or heroes that never die. Superman took lives. He had blood on his hands. He didn't even realize the monster that he was becoming. And I loved it so much more. But in the comics, so much more happened. Superman became a Yellow Lantern. And the entire planet got afraid of him. He murdered Black Canary when she tried to kill him too. But still, he shot her in the stomach with his laser beams, his laser eyes, and he was chosen by a Yellow Lantern ring right after. When she died, everybody saw it. They all got afraid of him, and he was more powerful than ever. And that's the type of stuff that I really wanted to see in this game. And while I did see some pretty cool stuff, wasn't a whole lot compared to the comic. It is a continuation, I understand, but still. At least they kept Batman's son intact. He is a piece of shit. He is a complete piece of shit. As soon as Superman started saying we should kill criminals, he was on board, and he even went as far as to say, Superman is more of a father to me than my own father. That makes no sense. He is a real dick. But it was just so much was going on. Even Alfred came out, beat the shit out of Superman, and then Superman sends someone after him, cuts him up in the Bat Mansion, and he dies. And that hit everyone. Jim Gordon had cancer, he died. Oh man, they didn't show Damian killing Dick Grayson though. They didn't show Nightwing in the game at all, aside from the first Injustice. They showed him a little bit, and that was it. But Nightwing, he died by getting hit in the back of the head with a baton, and he just fell over, hit his brainstem on a rock, and he was just dead just like that. Just showed you how easy, how fragile all the heroes are, how easily they could just drop dead at any time. And a lot of the fights in the games didn't make any sense, like how Batman was able to fight Wonder Woman, or how he could fight Superman right after blowing up some Red Sun grenade. That it didn't add up. You just blow that up one time and boom, his powers are all the way down immediately. And Supergirl, seriously, what is Supergirl's purpose in that game? What is her purpose in the Injustice storyline at all? What is her purpose? She does not belong there. Get her out of there. Seriously. And they somehow found a way to slip the Joker in the game. And Atrocitus. And they were in the game for one fight. Boom. Out. And then they're just going to use that to try and market the characters. I don't even understand why they were in the game. Atrocitus just had a simple talk with Green Lantern. Oh, you're angry. Become one of us. And then Green Lantern fights him, beats him, and he leaves. He's like, you will be mad one day. It makes no sense. But when Superman was a Yellow Lantern, he killed all the Green Lanterns. A Guardian came. He grabbed a Guardian and smacked him into the planet of Oa. Killed the planet along with him. It was pretty hectic. But in here, you don't have that much going on really. You just have that one little fight, that one war with Aquaman finally attacking Superman, fighting the Amazonians with Atlantean forces. But it wasn't a whole lot. I don't know why they made these decisions and dumbed it down just so they could market it to kids, I guess. They didn't want to be too graphic. They didn't want to show too much blood or something. I don't get it. This is a part of the same company that has ties with Mortal Kombat, one of the most brutal fighting games out there. It just doesn't make any sense to me why they couldn't just use the comic book, put some of that stuff in there. Superman punched a hole in Solomon Grundy. Never saw it in the game. Now I completely understand why Superman was doing what he was doing. He believed that what he was doing was right, and it was for the better of the world, for the betterment of the world, and he was helping everybody. And he refused to kill Batman because he wanted Batman to finally realize that he was actually wrong this whole time, and that he failed, and that he would finally join Superman's side. He wanted Batman to yield, and he never did, which is why it led to Superman's downfall in the first place. Which is why I don't understand why they put all these other weird characters that don't even belong here in this game. They didn't really do anything in the story. They literally copied off of the formula of Civil War and Batman v Superman, where heroes are just fighting each other, always focused on each other, while a greater force is in the background. They really half-assed this. If I don't understand why they don't just copy off the comic books. If you could just use the comic and reflect that onto whatever source of media you're trying to use, what kind of negative effect would that have? It would be perfect. It would be perfect. I don't get it.
I gave you peace. Your peace. Your peace is a joke. Ah!